Chapter 36. How do we earn? Tijou asked. We found a game related to bulls. The rules say you can earn a lot of Dao, but it requires 20 people to start. We're still 5 short. Want to join us? The man with glasses responded. Still 5 short. Tijou was surprised. You've already gathered 15 people? It seemed like there were indeed many participants here. That's right. The glasses-wearing man nodded and pointed into the distance, where a crowd had indeed gathered. After a brief moment of thought, Tijou nodded and said, All right, we'll come and take a look. Great, I'll go ahead and wait for you, the man with glasses said before walking away. Hey, Tia Jin felt uneasy. Are we really going together? What if it's a violent gang? Do you want me to show off my skills? It won't be, Tijou replied. Each room only holds a maximum of 9 people. In this environment, forming a gang of over 10 people would be difficult, even among us, from the same room. We don't completely trust each other. After he spoke, he glanced at Lin Qiuhan, seemingly implying something. Lin Qiuhan seemed displeased. She didn't understand why she was being doubted. Was it just because she didn't know what a fire was? After walking down an old road, the 4 of them arrived at a large building, just as the glasses-wearing man had said. There was a man wearing a buffalo mask standing at the entrance. Groups of participants stood outside the building, in small clusters, each deliberately keeping their distance from the others. Though they were strangers, seeing so many seemingly normal people gathered together gave Tijou and the others a rare sense of relief. No matter how suspicious they looked, they were still alive. Nice job, glasses. A middle-aged man patted the glasses-wearing guy on the shoulder. You found for people just like that. Tijou looked at the buffalo-headed figure and stepped forward. What are the rules of the game? The buffalo-headed figure replied in a calm tone. Full-type game. Each person pays 1 Dao as an entry ticket. The game requires 20 people to start. During the game, some will be eliminated. Every person remaining will receive as many Dao as the number of survivors. As many Dao as the number of survivors. Tijou was startled. So if 20 people survive, each person will get 20 Dao. Yes, Tijou Jin's jaw dropped. That means you could hit the jackpot in one go. That's 400 Dao. Could it really be that easy? Zhang Yang said skeptically. Hey, Buffalo Man, you're not going to cheat us, right? The buffalo-headed figure was silent for a moment, then shook his head and replied, Let me correct you, I'm not a buffalo man. Not a buffalo man? Zhang Yang looked at him in confusion. But are all of you called something man? I'm a ground buffalo. The figure replied calmly. If you mistake me for a buffalo man, you'll be in big trouble. The group then noticed that this ground buffalo was indeed different from the other animal masked figures they had encountered before. His mask was incredibly lifelike, resembling a real buffalo. His black suit was spotless, as though freshly ironed. When he spoke, the mouth of the mask seemed to move slightly. But what was the difference between a buffalo man and a ground buffalo? Ground buffalo. Tijou scratched his head, confused. He looked up again and asked, What's the game? Ground buffalo. The ground buffalo hesitated for a moment and then said, Pay your entry fee, and you find out. Pay the fee. TXIA's main concern was that if the 4 of them entered the game together, the strategy they previously discussed would no longer work. They would all be thrown into an unknown game simultaneously, which posed a significant risk. But with such a high-stakes game, the risk and reward seemed to go hand in hand. Con artist, what do you think the bull game will be like? Tijou thought for a moment and then answered, It's probably a type I don't particularly like. Oh? You actually have a type you dislike, Jin said. Entry. What is? Bulls are born for labor. If I had to guess, it's probably a physical type game. Tijou said, glancing at Jiaoji. It might suit someone like you. Huh. Steve. revealing his muscular arms covered in tattoos. Finally, my time to shine. Hey, wait, did you just call me a brute? Tijan shook his head, amused. If it weren't for the Dao at stake, I wouldn't even consider entering a bull game. Don't worry, just call me Bus, and I'll take care of the bull game for you. Kaiyao Jin said with a mischievous grin. Sounds like a good deal, right? Tijan turned to Kaiyao Jin. You and I are about the same age, probably around 26 or 27. Why should I call you Boss? If that's how it is, let's settle this. What year were you born in? Kaiyao Jin asked. Tijan could tell Tiao Jiaoji had an air of carelessness, as if nothing could faze him. Even in such a tense environment, he could still joke around. What year are you from? Tijan asked, clearly uninterested in the conversation. 1979, Tiao Jin said. 1979. Really? Tijan frowned. You're really going all out for this boss title, huh? I'm done talking to you. What? Why? Tiao Jian looked confused. Are you younger than me or something? Qiang chuckled and shook her head. It seemed like being around Tiao Jian was the right decision. His light-hearted nature helped lift the heavy mood. After a few more minutes, there were still only 19 people. While there were quite a few participants in this place, it wasn't as though they were everywhere. Gathering 20 people in a short time was proving difficult. Is he not here yet? The middle-aged man asked the guy with glasses. Did he oversleep? I don't know. He said he'd be here this morning. The guy with glasses scratched his head. Maybe I should go find someone else. Forget it. The middle-aged man waved his hand. We're already at 19. Let's just wait for him. I don't want to die without knowing why. Their conversation didn't escape Xia's ears. Right? Tijan frowned. What do they mean by die? Could you die in this game? Before he could figure it out, a figure appeared in the distance, moving lazily. He was revealing scars all over his body and wore camouflage pants as he stretched and slowly made his way over.